7, dew point minus 06, altimeter 3031. Visual approach in use, landing and departing runway 19er. Notice airman, IFR departures advise ground control for taxi to chair IFR. Read back all runway, hold short instructions. Good. Read back all runway assignments.
I got the weather, Lima.
Alright. So, Dora, would you like to talk to the tower today? A&L taxi, so this way you get used to with air traffic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So remember that, just like we did when we were coming in last time for the bridge, it was the who we calling, who we are, where we are, what's our intentions, what do we want to do. So in this case, it'll be like we are an echo ramp. So you're going to say, good evening tower, ground, excuse me. Good evening ground, this is Piper Warrior 80 Foxtrot Golf with information Lima. Would like to depart. On Echo Ramp will like to depart. Let me do it again.
Not ready to taxi?
Ready to taxi.
Yeah, ready to taxi.
Yep. And then you will wait for your clearance and you're going to read back all the information. I recommend you can write it up if they tell you off. Today we're going to be taking off from runway 19, which means most likely they will take us on, they might take us on Alpha and Bravo, they might just give us a...
Usually Alpha 2 to Charlie.
Alpha 2 to Charlie is also can be alright.
What? You see that sense button on the GMA?
Over here?
Go to low. Perfect.
Why is that?
Squelch, so it doesn't have any distortion here.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're on and it's... Yeah. Oh, you connected your headset to the plug?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool again.
Nice.
You may want to turn on the mic volume on the GMA panel too.
What do you say?
The mic volumes.
The what? Oh yeah. This one?
The mics on the GMA panel.
Over here?
Yeah,
okay.
Turn it down until...
Oh, turn it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it doesn't distort.
Yeah.
Hit point 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
1 to 3, you got us?
Put your headphones more volume.
Mine?
Yeah, put full volume. Oh, it doesn't have volume? Okay, so you adjust as you come.
No worries, I just use it from here. Okay, so
Republic Ground, Cherokee 80 Foxtrot Golf, information Lima, Echo Ramp, ready to taxi, southeast departure.
Go ahead. And always you have to be nice to them. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning.
Republic Ground, Cherokee 80 Foxtrot Golf, Echo Ramp, information Lima, ready to taxi, southeast departure.
Archer 80 Foxtrot Golf, Republic Ground, southeast is on request, runway 19er, taxi via Alpha 2 cross runway 14 Charlie.
Runway 19er, Alpha 2, clear across runway 14 to Charlie, 80 Foxtrot Golf.
Okay.
Okay, I'll taxi.
Go ahead. Your controls, clear left
check
and
the
right.
brakes. We are clear left and clear right.
Okay, my flight controls.
And my brakes are good. Go ahead and check your brakes.
My brakes are good too.
Okay, you can take over. My controls?
Controls, you know where you're going?
Yeah, she said Alpha 2 Charlie.
Yep.
So I'm here in Alpha. We're going to make a left on Alpha, right on Alpha 2 to clear across runway 14 Charlie.
Got it.
Left, right, and cross. As I'm turning, I'm going to check my instruments. And looks like my heading indicator was turning properly to the
known heading.
Put altitude on the...
Yep.
And I'll put the landing light on just in case so they can see us better. Clear on the right, clear on the left.
Clear center.
Left rudder.
Alpha 2 is coming up.
Turn.
Alright, nice tricky, nice right.
David, maybe it's easier if you, shut off the camera every 15 minutes and start it back up. This way it splits it to...
No, we have unlimited live on YouTube now, so we can upload anything.
Even in an hour?
Yeah, we have 16 minutes on YouTube right now.
How did you do that?
Oh, wow. Yeah, we just get verification from YouTube that we are not copyright infringement guys.
Oh, so you own personal videos as long as it's not restricted. You do whatever.
Yep.
Do whatever you want.
You want to maintain center line, Mr. Star.
Yep, center line. There you go.
Sir.
Okay, I'm going to turn the airplane right into the wind.
There you go.
Which is coming from the south.
Let's have the windsock.
Pretty much right from
Here.
there.
Alrighty, you ready for the run-up checklist, sir?
Alright, let's run it up. Brake is set.
Fuel proper tank, let's switch it to the left tank.
Switch it to the right
Fuel
now.
right, correct.
That's right.
Fuel pressure.
Right.
Green.
Looks like the gauges. What else we got there?
We got run-up brakes, fuel proper tank, trim for takeoff.
Trim is set for nose down.
Nose down, takeoff.
Take
Position
it
neutral.
back to neutral. It is set.
Trim takeoff, flight controls.
Flight control, left aileron goes up, right aileron goes up, elevator up and down, and rudder I see moving. We're good, flight controls checked.
No serial lights, you're ahead of full.
Right there, all three green lights come on.
This airplane we have two of them. We got one there and one here.
And test the lights here. Very good.
And all the lights are coming up. Instruments, let's go ahead and set it down to 260.
260 is right here, selected and set.
Mixture best power. So
Best power?
Mixture best power.
Best power.
Primary inner lock.
Inner locked.
2000 RPM.
Clear behind, clear to the right. We can go ahead and bring up the power, 2000 RPM.
Marks, two clicks to the left.
Okay, click, click. As you drop, back to boat. One click.
One click.
One click to the right, back to boat.
Carb heat test.
Overheat test. There's a drop, slight drop.
Yep. Vacuum.
Right there, about 5, it's good.
4.85, perfect. Amps and voltage.
Yeah, it's the amp meter right here now. There, the amp meter. Should be right in there.
So
Put it right there. Out. Back up, looking good.
Okay, fuel pressure.
Green.
Oil pressure.
Green.
Oil temperature.
Green.
Idle check.
Idle check closed.
Engine still running.
Yep.
Alright, throttle friction set.
It's
You don't
good.
need it. It's
It's
good.
locked. It's good.
Alright, let's go there to take the carb heat off.
Carburetor heat off.
And put 1000 RPMs.
1000
That's now the checklist here. Alright, what takeoff? We're going to do a regular takeoff today. Right in here. So in this case, we're going to use flap 0 for it.
0 flaps.
And we're going to take off straight ahead, depart to the southeast. Alright, flight level 1, we're going to go to 2,500 feet initially, then we're going to climb to 3,500 feet, head to Capri Bridge.
Anything we need to know about Republic departure here?
Republic departure out of here 19.
You can ask the student. You know the standard departure procedure for runway 19? You can ask the student so to see if he knows.
There's a noise for 19. No noise.
There's a special departure procedure. Clear left?
Clear right.
You're familiar with it?
Yes. Turn to ahead and climb 2,000 feet.
Yeah, heading to VY, best rate of climb and fly, runway heading to 1,000 feet MSL, reduce power settings and climb, fly to Sunrise Highway before proceeding on course. So
basically straight ahead to Sunrise and then turn to the southeast.
Oh, okay.
That's the standard departure procedure.
Okay. So that's it.
The reason why your checklist says lean for best power is because of high altitude operations.
Yes.
You don't want to go full mixture
mixture 3,000 feet.
if you have 7,500 feet elevation airport. You actually want to lean the power, lean the mixture to take off.
Is that 080?
Yep.
That's for
Is somebody flying it or they're just parking it back to the spot?
More likely the one's going to fly it.
Because there was somebody else waiting for that airplane.
No, the guy canceled. That's why I told you that guy canceled. If you want, you can get it. But you booked LF already. You tell me, no, we can't go in LF. So they're parking it now.
Oh, so nobody's flying it.
Okay, let's hold short on.
Hey, you know, it's good. it's good. It's good for them to kind of be on the alert side. Hey, there's business somewhere else too, so, you know.
Let's go to take the most runway. We'll show over here. No, don't cross this line over here. Let's call the tower.
You don't want to do before takeoff checklist?
Before takeoff checklist, I thought we did it. We have to mix our best power. Copy. Heat is off. Fuel pump on. 8 side to compass, heading indicator, compass.
It's good.
It's good. Pitot heat as required. We don't need it today. Transponder altitude squawk. AC off. Doors and windows closed.
On the left.
Landing light on. Strobes
on.
Time.
I got the time at 6:37.
6:37, got it. And brakes release.
Okay.
And let's get back to the clearance then. We have to contact the tower, 118.8. You ready to do it? You let.
What do we tell the tower?
Say again the same thing: who we are, where we are, and what's our intentions. So go ahead and say we're
Final is clear. Republic Tower, Cherokee 80 Foxtrot Golf, holding shoulder 19er Bravo, ready for takeoff for southeast departure.
80 Foxtrot Golf, Republic Tower, runway 19 clear for takeoff southeastbound, please.
Clear for takeoff, runway 19 southeast approved, 80 Foxtrot Golf. Okay,
right.
Normal takeoff.
Normal takeoff. Full
Republic Tower, Cherokee 19
to the green.
Left southeast 19.
Is it too weak for you, the volume? Okay, put the volume where you want it.
Once I hear the tower.
Okay, put the volume where you want it. What about the intercom? Is it good for you, the intercom?
On the co-pilot side, turn the volume right up.
Is the intercom good for you, Billy? Is the intercom good for you?
Now so for you.
Okay, thank you.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And maintain direction with the rudders, full power. Engine gauges in the green, right? Pull out. Airspeed comes alive. Right pedal.
Oh, okay.
The power, you need right pedal. There you go. Center line. You want to maintain direction with the. And you want to make sure you don't pitch too abrupt.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What is too abrupt?
Like what you just did.
Oh, okay.
So
How do I know what is abrupt?
This abrupt.
Okay.
Because
What about look straight outside and put the nose just a little bit above the horizon? If you don't see the horizon, it's too much. That's a good way to describe to the student.
All right. Alright, continue straight up, and I want you to maintain directional control. You are not using the rudders, I had to kick in the right rudder. This airplane has more horsepower than the 4300, so it will have more left turn tendency because of the horsepower.
Okay.
So you need to make sure you use the direction control at your right rudder. You got it?
Yep.
Alright, Sunrise Highway Zone.
You have a tendency to get a little too nervous in the cockpit. Because when you show to your student not having confidence, it makes the student nervous. So, you can just get on the controls instead of, freak out and say, hey, get that nose back down. Like, oh yeah, there you go, right there. You see the horizon now? Yeah, that's where you want it. You don't want it above to the point where you don't see it, which is where you're at right now.
After taking
This is sunrise. We're going to go ahead and turn to the southeast.
After takeoff checklist,
And let me get the... And now, when it's like, laid back, the student's flying and doing everything, you don't have, because you constantly have the hand here, it's like, you're ready for him. So what's going to happen? Nothing's going to happen. You can chill. Unless it gets really bad, then you can be ready. But it's kind of, you feel like, the student feels like, hey, why is this instructor so nervous? Why is he constantly on the control? Why isn't he just letting me fly the airplane, so. Alright, after takeoff checklist. We got full throttle, 2325 minimum. Oil pressure is on the green. And that's the takeoff. Climb. There you go. Speed is good, 87. Power is full. Mixture rich. fuel pump's coming off, fuel pressure is still on the green, instruments, everything's on the green, and taxi landing light is off, and flight plan is open.
Good. 4.5 outlets in feet, or 3.5 outlets.
Affirmative.
Okay, let's do the same thing we did yesterday. Your controls.
My controls.
Your controls, I want to see steep turns.
Airport tower, NASA, last clear to southwest. That's Roger. Traffic right side. Traffic right tower.
Got him, sir.
Aaron 3220, Pop is ready, Gulf 7.
Pre-maneuver checklist, clearing turns.
3220,
What, why, and how, you know the
Gulf 7, clear for takeoff, wind 20010. Clear for takeoff, 19er, Gulf 7, 2 zip up.
That looks like an MD-11. Look.
Yeah.
Yep, Kennedy traffic.
Yep, there's definitely one.
Pretty low.
Probably going to Iceland.
I don't think it goes to JFK.
Republic Tower, Cessna 1868 Bravo, 8 miles southwest with information, Lima, inbound for landing. 46 Bravo, drone to you.
No volume control on that headphone?
Go right downwind for
But you gotta crank it up.
68 Bravo. Is the co-pilot on the audio panel?
Here?
Co-pilot.
Where?
Co-pilot. Co-pilot. See that volume control? Co-pilot. Turn it up.
No, this is intercom though.
Yes, it is in the personal. This is your personal intercom.
Yeah, but it's intercom, it's not the radio. So he has to crank both of them up. Watch it, that's Bravo above 4, so level off 35. You see that?
Yep.
Yeah, it's Bravo above 4.
Pitch power trim for the level out, and we're going to start with the pre-maneuver checklist. With fuel pump coming on, landing light is on, mixture is rich, and we're going to do our clearances once we pass the shoreline. Do a left clean turn. I want you to look for me left, up, down, and forward. Make sure there's no other airplanes coming. Any airplanes?
Nice and clear. Don't see nobody out there.
All right, we're going to go to the right. Looks clear. So we're going to do a steep turn. And what is a steep turn? A steep turn is a high performance turn. It can be either to the left or the right. It's going to be the maximum performance of the airplane, left turn. The reason why we do it, it improves your coordination, improves your pilot skills overall, and self-awareness. So to do the steep turn, we're going to check that we are getting in maneuvering speed. We did our clearing turns, we did our pre-maneuver checklist. Make sure there's fuel pump on, you have your seatbelt. And now as we get to maneuver our checklist, when you're ready, I will initiate it. You ready, going? Okay. And we're making a left turn. We get to the 30 degrees. We're going to add some power to get some altitude, to get our altitude that we're going to lose. And the are losing the vertical component of the lift. And we're checking outside now. We pick a point to the horizon and we keep the airplane there. And the airplane goes nice. We maintain direction with the rudder. We forgot to pick a reference point. And we're losing airspeed, so we're going to increase power, lower the nose a little bit. And I'll do this again. Okay, let's do it again better. So
did you say put the nose of the aircraft on the horizon?
Yeah, you did.
You did?
Yeah. What I want to do is
very important to the student because they need to look outside and put it on the horizon.
I forgot to say about the reference point. So
oh yeah. Good. Pick a good reference point so you roll out plus or minus 10 degrees.
So let's see here. We have the bridge right in front of us. Right there. It's a hard one to see. So maybe we get the shoreline since it's
bridge is good too. Yeah, bridge is good.
All right.
See, nice horizon, no problem.
Yeah. Okay. We're maneuvering, sir.
On the panel, sense high.
High?
Yep. Over here? Yeah, put it back to high. Perfect.
All right. So then we have a reference point in front of us. We're going to roll to a nice left. As we reach 30 degrees, we're going to have power, so we get our airspeed back. And we're going to keep the climb. We're going to put the nose to the horizon. We're gaining altitude, so we're going to lower the nose. It's now 45 degrees. We keep it there. We're looking outside. We're gaining altitude, so we're going to reduce the pressure on the yoke and to take some power off. And now as we get back to the bridge, we're going to start rolling out. As we roll out, we're going to take the power out because the plane we want to climb. So we want to make sure we keep our altitude.
What do you think?
Was okay?
Tell you what, let's not teach. Let's not teach. Do a nice steep turn. Don't teach. Let's take it one step at a time. I want to see a nice steep turn within standards. Plus or minus 100 feet, 45 degrees plus or minus 5, airspeed plus or minus 10, roll out plus or minus 10 degrees. Yeah, just kind of make sure you can fly the steep turn before you can teach it.
30 degrees.
Traffic inside.
Yeah.
Kennedy stuff.
How was that?
Speed. What do you think?
Airspeed was too low?
Kind of too abrupt. I mean, let me feel the airphone for a second. This is the airplane right here. The other thing I notice, you're trimming while you're doing the turn. Isn't it distracting you a little bit? Haven't you noticed that if you actually fly the plane, I want to go back to the east because I don't want to get too close to Kennedy. If you fly the airplane without using the trim much, it's a little smoother. Because when I teach my students steep turns, I teach not to use the trim.
Oh, okay.
Did they teach you to use the trim? Okay. I mean, it works.
Yeah.
If it works, it's great. But for you, it doesn't look like it looks like you're constantly changing pitch to control. Let me see something. Nice trim, 100 knots. Shoreline. Okay. Let's see how this thing flies. To do. Time permitting. Fly a little bit with your buddy or whatever from the right seat. Get a little bit more comfortable with flying the aircraft. All the maneuvers, all the practical test standards. Traffic?
Turn the volume down a little bit.
Volume down?
Yeah, your microphone is like, it's popping.
My microphone is doing what?
It's popping, noise. The way you talk, it's too high. It's like you're shouting. Is how much shouting now? And talking?
I'm sorry, I can't control that.
No, just turn the volume a little bit on the headset and it controls it automatically.
Tell the volume up or down?
Down on the headset. A little bit.
Down. Okay, got it down.
Yeah, perfect.
Ear controls. Ear controls. Yeah, this airplane is very easy to fly. I mean, you're a commercial pilot. You should nail that maneuver. You should really. I think you're just too rusty. You gotta, kind of get in the groove. I don't want to overload you with doing the flying and the teaching at the same time if you can't actually fly the maneuver right, Let's do one steep turn without talking, and if you do it within standards, you can teach me. What do you think?
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yep.
I want to make sure the maneuver is right, because if you teach something that's not right, it's not good for the check ride, it's not good for the student, it's not good for nobody.
Okay. Ready?
All right, go ahead. All right, we're doing one to the right. Sounds good.
The right seat or what the...
What?
I don't know if it's the right seat or what's the problem.
Tell you what, scratch the steep turns. Let's go with unusual attitudes.
Even worse.
It does what?
Even worse.
You want to do steep turns? It's up to you. I don't care. Sometimes as an instructor, when your student is not getting the maneuver, and you keep doing it, it's actually causing the student to get aggravated to the point where they just want to give up on flying. Hey, it's not working. Done. I don't want to fly. Take me home. Done. You don't want that. That's going to actually, you lose a student like that. So what I like to do when I see that maneuver is not working right, let's do something else. This is not a good day to do steep turns. Okay. No, you don't have to explain whether your technique, let's scratch the steep turns. Let's do unusual. Skip a maneuver and do something different, all right? So let's...
slow fly, maybe?
Yeah, whatever, your choice. Slow flight, power off stall, unusual attitude, something different.
Okay, slow flight.
Traffic below us.
Keep an eye on it.
Yep.
Traffic is no factor.
Since we're at 3,500, we're fine if we get a little bit off the shoreline. Well, as long as we're within gliding distance, we're good.
Let's do a slow flight. So, you want me to teach it or you just want me to do it? Pre-maneuver check is complete. Slow flight. Slow flight is when we fly in the plane at minimum controllable airspeed. The reason why we do it is to get the feeling of the airplane, of how it controls at minimum controlled airspeed, because we use minimum controlled airspeed on takeoffs, landings, and the controls are mushy, so we want to feel that. To execute the maneuver, we've done our clearing turns, we've done our pre-maneuver checklist. We're going to reduce our power to 1,500 RPMs. As we do that, the airplane wants to drop, so we're going to apply back pressure to the yoke to maintain our altitude. Then we gain the wide arc, so we're going to put our flaps. And we're going to, once we reach our power 55, we're going to add some power to maintain altitude. We want to maintain our heading. Now, as we fly like this, we want to make everything small maneuvers of the plane, and we want to keep it right about there. We add power, so we maintain our altitude, and we're right above stall. We're maintaining our heading. If we want to turn, and you see how the controls are very mushy at this point, meaning we don't have the full control of the air. We have control, but it's the minimum controllable airspeed. At this point, power will control your altitude, and airspeed will control the yoke.
You mentioned coordination.
Coordination, we have the rudder. Like I said, we need right rudder for it.
Just mentioned high pitch attitude, slow airspeed, high power setting. We have to use coordinated flight controls with the right rudder.
Rudders.
Beautiful. See, you know how to fly.
I could never do steep turns. That was always.
Oh, really? Never. You can never hit it. Thanks for your integrity. Actually, telling me the truth.
I want to be honest with you, though.
Yeah, you just tell me. Hey, I'm not good at steep turns.
I'm going to altitude and I'm dropping up. So I'm going to add some power. So this one will maintain my 3,500 feet. And boom, plane flies nice. We have our heading in. We have our point out there. If we want to continue to a stall, or we just reduce the power now. To recover, we're gonna apply full power, and we're gonna lower the nose. We're gonna maintain our altitude, and as the airspeed comes up, we're gonna reduce the flaps. So 71 knots of flaps out. Airspeed comes up, 75, 80, and flaps coming up.
Beautiful.
80.
You know how to do it. Yeah, let's go back towards the shoreline. Shoreline's getting a little too far. What I like to teach about slow flight is the same as a stall. Initially 25 degrees of flaps with full power, and then slowly retract the flaps. Because on the go around, it's the same thing. Yeah. Right? Ooh, that's nice. See the sunset? Yeah. See the sun on the...
Yep. And inside doesn't capture that.
It's a nice of the airplane.
You see those lights? No lines on this thing.
No lights?
No lines on this thing.
Oh, because of the prop. Yeah. Of course. Over here you see the prop because the lens is different.
Yeah. They have the filter for your phone if you want it.
Yeah, you can probably do it. But put the heat up a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a touch. 3,500, a little chilly. Alright, why don't you tell me, teach me power off stall, an approach to landing stall.
Power off stall, what is a power off stall? It's called approach to landing stall, meaning we are on approach, and we're going for landing, and we have configured the plane, and then our airspeed gets too low, and there's no sufficient airflow over the wings, and we stall the plane, the wing is not producing any more lift, and the plane drops. So then
the plane drops?
The plane that cannot go up.
We're going to fall to the ground and hit the water?
No, it's not going to create any lift anymore.
Okay, so the plane's not going to drop because I'm getting a little scared from this maneuver.
Not drop, that will not create lift anymore.
I heard plane drop. No, I don't want to do stalls, please. Don't teach me stalls, please. That's pretty scary. Take me home. Oh shit, plane drops. Don't teach me that stuff.
Not going to create lift anymore?
Just kidding. It's all good. You go ahead and proceed. But be careful with the words you're saying.
Yeah.
The plane's going to drop. Your student listens to that and say, oh, crazy. Take me home. I'm nervous already. Because they do get freaked out from stalls. Because, So what I would like to say on a stall, the plane is going to have a stall horn, and it's not going to stop flying, but you're going to see the pitch start, you know, it's going to start reducing pitch, and that means there's not enough airspeed no more. So we have to correct for that with, you know, just keep it pleasant, and, you know, you can say, nothing to worry about, the plane's not going to drop out of the sky, everything's going to be good, you'll see the nose reducing pitch a little. Alright, keep it pleasant. Alright.
So we're gonna the reason why we do it is so we know how to do correct it if it happens on approach to landing into us, because we're slow and we're right above it.
You want to be able to recognize it and recover with minimum loss of altitude, because it's the difference between life and death.
Exactly.
All right, very good.
All right, so the way to do it, we're going to check our airspeed. That's the wide arc. First we want to reduce the power to approximately 1,800 RPMs. This is the power we're coming in. We have the wide arc, we're going to add flaps. We have our runway inside of us, ahead of us, which is the bridge at this point. And the airspeed comes, and now we're going to maintain altitude, and we're not paying attention to the nose rises, the airspeed goes down.
Looking for the spot boy.
And we are holding it, and there's a stall warning horn, and we pull to idle. And there's a stall with full power, and pitch up to get our speed. We're looking for positive rate of climb, and there it is.
And recover.
And now we start getting back our airspeed and take some flaps out.
You see this guy?
Okay.
I see over here, yeah. 2 miles, 1,400 above. We'll keep an eye.
And flaps up and back to cruise altitude. We're maintaining direction with the rudders as we put full power.
Yeah, they emphasize on the practical test standards flight situations where unintentional power-off stalls may occur. Can you tell me about a flight situation where it may occur?
On approach to landing?
Approach to landing,
when we are putting up base to final.
Base to final, very good, very good. Emphasize it for the check ride.
Okay. Base to final.
Unintentional power-off stalls occur when you are turning base to final and you're not paying attention to the airspeed, you're too distracted, you're looking outside for traffic, and there you go.
Okay.
Very good, very good. What about power on stall? Takeoff and departure stall. What is that? Can you tell me what it is?
Sure. Takeoff stop, we're going to turn back out again, the power to the short, or land then go in. Let's clear the area a little bit. Power on stall, where it's a takeoff style. Just the takeoff you did today, if you were going to keep the nose at this attitude where you had it, it's going to stall eventually, and then you're going to lose, you're not going to have sufficient airflow flowing around the wing. So at that point, you're going to, the nose is going to reduce, and then you're going to have to find out a way to recover. Now, we're already on full power when on takeoff, right? Because we don't have no flaps. Sorry, correction. Why we do it is just in case you're going for takeoff, and you get into a situation just like you did today. How to recover? We have to lower the nose. To do a takeoff stall, we're gonna reduce the power to about 1,500. We're not going to use ours. We're going to pitch up, maintaining our altitude. And when the airspeed reaches about 765, about.
Okay. No, I'm looking for traffic. Don't worry about it. Pay no attention to the guy in the back.
65 and full power. And we're pitching high. There's a stall warning horn. To recover, we lower the nose. Airspeed comes up.
and you're still at negative rate of descent.
Oh, positive. We have to
Emphasize.
Positive.
We're looking for positive rate of climb. Positive rate of climb, because that's what's going to save our life. If we're just on the takeoff and we're not climbing and we're descending, we're going to hit the ground. Positive rate of climb.
Yep.
Then we can regain our normal climb. When you actually finish the maneuver, it's VY climb. On the power on stall.
Okay.
VY climb. Then you can terminate the maneuver and, level off and throttle back. But what you did here, you had negative rate of descent and you throttle back.
Yeah, I want to maintain the 3,000.
No, forget about 3,500. This is a power on stall. This is a takeoff and departure stall. We want to climb, climb, climb. That's what's going to save our life. Because if we're stalling and dropping on our altitude, that's going to be a problem if we hit the ground very close to the ground.
Okay, let's do another one.
Right, so focus on terminating the maneuver with positive rate of climb at VY.
Okay.
Then you can say, now we're in a normal climb, VY, we're climbing again. We're not in a stall situation.
All right, so let's do it again then.
Yep.
What is a power on stall? It's a takeoff stall, meaning we're going for takeoff and we pitch abruptly on the pitch, and we are putting the plane to stall. There's not sufficient airflow over the wings, and so we imagine that we're taking a stall. We're going to lower our airspeed. Clear anchors complete. We have a visual point out there, and we're going to put about 1,500, and we're getting close to rotate speed. Once we get to rotate speed, we're going to put full power. And we're pitching high, we're not paying attention. And here's the stall, warning, and we reduce the nose, but we want to continue to get our airspeed up and make sure we have a positive rate of climb. We want to complete the maneuver at VY, and we have a positive rate. And now we're going to go back to cruise. Is that better?
It's better. The recovery, though, you have a tendency to reduce the throttle before the airspeed builds up to normal cruise. You're at 79 power back. You're not planning on cruising at 80. You usually cruise at 100, 110. That's where you terminate the maneuver.
Okay. Want to do unusual altitudes or
what?
Unusual altitudes? Want to try
unusual? Yeah, sure, no problem. No problem.
All right. So we're going to do unusual altitudes. Unusual altitudes. What it is when we fly let's say we're flying at night or daytime and we end up in a cloud. We have to fly the instruments. We're not paying attention, and the plane goes either nose high or nose low. It might enter a back too, so we want to know how to recover from nose high and nose low attitude. Unusual attitude. Unusual attitude, we're not flying like usually straight at level or left turns or right turns or level turns. We are doing something unusual. So we're going to start with the way we do it. It's you're not paying attention, and you're looking. You get confused. You're not looking at the disoriented. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. I'm going to demonstrate one at this point. The way you do it is you look down, close your eyes.
Okay, I'm looking down, closing my eyes.
And you're going to clear the yellow. And we're going to put it back. And we're going to drop the nose. Go ahead and open your eyes.
Okay.
Look what's happening. So the way to do it, move the power, pitch up and level the wings. Airspeed comes up, airspeed comes down, and we're back to normal heading. Vacuum.
Yeah, it's throttle too low. Get the throttle up. Yeah, you get the rev. You see the vacuum? Put the power up. Look at the vacuum. See how it's going up? It's probably a vacuum pump that's a little, fatigued. Try to be a little bit more, you know, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, just like we did yesterday.
Head up to the shoreline. Do it over the, I think you're afraid of the water. I think there's something scaring you, like you see the aircraft going in the water. Listen to me, don't look at the water. The worst point for altitude is the water. Because it looks like you're going directly into the water. You're not.
Let me demonstrate one for you, okay? So you know how to copy that. Okay. Unusual attitude. Unusual attitude is a situation where the aircraft is either in a nose low or nose high, which is not for normal flight. While normal flight is straight and level, turns, climbs, descent, unusual attitude is an excessive pitch down or pitch up situation. Okay, why we want to learn about unusual attitude is in case of a situation when you're flying at night, you enter the clouds, reduce visibility, and you're not aware of what the aircraft is doing, you want to be able to recover from that unusual attitude and get back to normal straight and level flight as safely and as quickly as possible, okay? I'm going to demonstrate, look at the instruments, I'm going to demonstrate a nose low unusual attitude, okay? We're flying out there, we're not paying attention to the airspeed, we're not paying attention to the attitude. We line ourselves instead of the horizon. At night, we're lining ourselves with lights out there. We think it's the horizon, but it's not. And we keep flying along, and then out of a sudden, the aircraft is in a high excessive sink rate, like so. The first thing we want to do is throttle back, okay? The second thing we want to do is roll the wings level. The third thing we want to do is get that nose back to the horizon. That's how we recover from unusual attitude, nose low. Okay, 1, 2, 3, throttle back, wings level, nose back to the horizon. The other unusual attitude we have is nose high. Okay, the proper recovery procedure from nose high unusual attitude, again, is power first. On that situation, it's like a power off stall. You want to get that power up so you don't slow down on the airspeed further. So number 1 is power up, then get that nose down, just like you're recovering from a stall, get that nose back to the horizon, and then you're going to level the wings, okay? And I'll demonstrate. Again, we're lining ourselves with certain lights, we're not paying attention to where the airplane is, and the aircraft is an unusual attitude. Full power, get that nose back to the horizon, which is that white dot, and then you're going to go ahead, roll your wings level.
You do it under instruments, right?
Only on the instruments. You're not looking outside at all. Everything is here, okay? Because that's the only reliable way for you to tell what the airplane is doing. Because you just entered an unusual attitude by believing the lights outside.
Yeah.
You lined yourself up with what your body's telling you.
Yeah.
With some kind of a weird horizon, which is not the actual horizon, all right?
All right.
Much better. It's like, you know, it's so easy to explain if you kind of take it one step at a time, and the student understands it better.
Okay. So you ready for me?
Yes, sir.
All right. We're going to do unusual attitudes. Just like what is unusual attitude? Just like you hear, it's an attitude that it can be nose high or nose low in an unusual way, meaning we're not in a level flight, we're not turning level turns or descending. Right. It's an unusual attitude, low or high. So the reason why we do it, because let's say we're flying at night or we enter a cloud, and then we get distracted by the lights because we don't have the horizon once we get off the cloud, and the only way to recover is actually looking at the instruments. So let's imagine there's a nose low. I'm going to demonstrate one. It's going to be like this. Let's say we're turning and we're not paying attention. The plane is turning, turning, and it gets in a really slow position. First thing we want to do is want to pull the power back. Then we want to level the wings, looking at the instruments, and then we want to raise the nose.
Beautiful. Perfect. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. That's how you want to do it. Perfect. That's the student. Beautiful. Give yourself an 8. Now show me nose high.
Nose high. Let's say we're in the cloud, same way, or it starts like a power on stall, or we want to add full power. We are cruise like this, we have 3,000 feet, and we enter a cloud. The plane gets in a high angle of attack, and a high back. And then you get out, and you see this. First thing you want to do is have full power, so you will get your airspeed. Then you want to roll the nose and level the wings. That was not too good.
Kind of both at the same time, but at least you know your mistake.
Yeah. So let me do it.
Okay, now, you want to do it again? Yeah, if you want to do it again, might as well. Get it out. You know, if you feel like you can do better, you're warming up, you might as well,
All right, so we are flying and we're not paying attention, and the plane gets to a nose high attitude and high back. After we come out like this, we have full power, number 1, then we lower the nose, and then as we lower the nose to the horizon, with the white dot, we level the wings.
Perfect. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, now I'm the student.
Yes, sir.
And I'm nervous as hell about unusual attitude. I'm a little, so, take it easy on me for the first time.
Yeah,
okay, so I'm getting my basic instrument flying, and I want to learn about unusual attitude, and I want to learn how to recover. So, I'm the student. How would you teach? You just demonstrated it. Now the student needs to do it, right?
Okay, so what I'm going to have you to do now, I'm going to have you close your eyes because you already saw the procedure. You already know where it is. So let's turn a little bit back out. We don't want to go to the cafeteria area. I'm going to have you close your eyes. I'm sure we can do it here. You can go ahead and close your eyes.
Okay, closing my eyes.
We're going to have the viewing device, of course.
View limiting?
Yeah, limiting. I'm going to put you in usual attitude, but I want you're going to get the controls.
Okay.
And recover. Show me how to recover. So, plane, don't look. Okay, go ahead and look up.
Okay, nose low, throttle back, level the wings, and then take the dot, put it right back on the artificial horizon.
All right, that was a good job.
Okay.
Well explained.
And then we can...
so it's nothing to be nervous about?
No, it's okay. Not bad. I thought it's a little more...
It will save your life.
Yeah, isn't this what happened to J.F. Kennedy Jr.? He got the airplane into a bad spot.
He didn't trust the instruments. Your best friend. Instruments, always trust them. Never lie.
All right, good deal, good deal.
No, sometimes the life is broken, but never. The main reason is to look at the instruments. All right, I'm going to have you get in. Close your eyes.
Okay, closing my eyes.
Go ahead and look up.
Okay, nose high. I'm going to put power. I'm going to pitch down to the horizon, the dot right there, and I'm going to roll my wings level like so. Okay. Alright. Let's go capturing. Your discretion. If you want, try a couple more steep turns on the way back. If you don't,
no, we can make a couple of the
because you're warming up much better. You notice you're improving a lot. I think it's maybe because it's daytime, it's not as dark, and
I don't know what it is, man. Honestly, I don't want to put any excuses. Dark,
really. I mean, you're a commercial pilot. You should be, you should know how to do these maneuvers. No problem.
All right.
When you're doing unusual altitude, with this specific aircraft, try not to yank the throttle back too fast because the engine backfires when you do that.
I hear it.
3 times I heard it pop.
Yeah, a little backfire, yeah. No big deal though. It could be me too, because I did it.
All right.
It wasn't necessarily him, because I may have done it too fast.
Okay, so we're cruise, we're close to 100 knots. We're going to make a left steep turn. We're going to end it to a 30-degree dock initially, add some power to get the vertical component of lift, and increase the... Forget it.
Where are you looking when you do the maneuver? Too much inside, maybe?
Yep.
I say look out in the horizon. That's much better. That's the way to do it.
Okay.
Were you using the trim?
No, can't touch it.
Try without using the trim initially. Just kind of feel the back pressure that's required. And the overbanking tendency, you'll kind of feel it.
Alright. Let me try it again. We have a viewing point out. We have a viewing out there.
Oh, this is nice. Look at that sunset.
Got it? Clear there.
2,000 pictures. After, man, that card has got a lot of memory, man. It's a smart move to get a more capacity card. Yep. What's easier for you? Steep turn to the left or to the right?
I don't know, man. I haven't done it.
Just. Did you do steep turns on your check lines?
Yeah.
How was it?
Perfect.
It was perfect.
Perfect. All of them.
All of them were
Even
perfect.
the multi-engine one, no problem.
It's just, I don't know, too many intro flights. You got to get back to those maneuvers, man. I recommend you take Michael and fly with him. Get yourself, it's going to save you money, and when you know all these maneuvers nailed, it's going to be easier for you to teach them. If you don't know these maneuvers by yourself, it's hard to learn and teach at the same time. It's too much.
Look outside. See horizon? Put the nose on the horizon. Hold the nose on the horizon. Good. Just look outside. Hold that nose on the horizon. And 20 degrees before. Roll out.
That was the best I've done.
You know why? You're fixating too much on the altitude indicator. You're not looking outside. That's the reason.
Let me do it again. So right now.
Okay, go right. Just look at the horizon. Put the nose on the horizon. Put the nose on the horizon. Add power. Put the nose on the horizon.
So I guess
You feel sick, or you're not like, you're afraid of pulling up because you feel like you're going to... Oh, she's coming down, boy.
And right out. You lost a lot of altitude.
on this one, yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Let me try the left one. I'm going to get you guys dizzy now, but...
Nah, don't worry about it. You can't get me dizzy. Trust me.
I actually like, look at that sunset. It's nice.
Yeah, I like the sunset too. But...
Okay. Nose on the horizon. Pitch up a little bit. A little bit more. Nose on the horizon. Perfect. See nose on the horizon now?
Yep.
Good. Hold the nose on the horizon.
Perfect. You know what? Get the feel for it. Keep turning till you get the prop wash. This way you kind of get the view off the windshield.
Put the nose on the horizon. Yeah, boy. Nose on the horizon.
There's your prop wash, yeah. 45 degrees.
Keep the nose on the right. And that's it. Nose on the right. Yeah, you're gonna feel the prop wash. That's the prop wash that you feel nice turbulence. Nose on the horizon. Nose on the horizon.
Alright, let's roll out and do the whole thing. What, why, and how? Say what you're doing and do what you're saying.
Alright, what is a steep turn? A steep turn is a high performance turn at the 45-50 degree turn. The reason why we do it is because we want to learn how to coordinate the airplane and makes you a better pilot, makes you better self-awareness and better control of the aircraft. How we do it? We're gonna enter to a left turn, 30 degrees with our power to compensate for the vertical component lift, and then we're gonna pitch to the horizon. And we're holding it to the horizon. We are looking at, we memorize this picture. Now as we're approaching the point that we started, we're gonna start to roll out about 20 degrees before that. As we're rolling out, we're going to take the power out, so we will not get any altitude.
Was it Capture Bridge or?
Over Capture.
Capture?
Yeah.
I don't think you mentioned it in the beginning. We're going to pick a reference point. You didn't mention that?
No.
You didn't? Okay, cool. Mention that because that's the only visual reference for you to roll out. How can you tell where to roll out if you didn't pick one before you started the maneuver? Alright, your discretion, one to the right or go back, up to you.
Let's go back to the left and we'll go a little bit out to clear the area. Then
Okay, fair enough. This was much better. I don't know, you got warmed up a little bit then because you weren't over controlling
I was looking outside.
Maybe that's what it was. Initially you were too much inside the instruments.
Yeah.
On all these private pilot maneuvers, the instruments are backup.
Yeah.
The primary is a visual maneuver. Traffic pretty close, 700 feet above 0.6. Oh, there it is. Okay, no factor.
Okay, no.
Yeah, we're good. Most of these private maneuvers are visual maneuvers. We're looking outside the cockpit. How do we control pitch? By looking at the horizon and the relationship nose of the aircraft to the horizon.
Okay.
We look inside here, but just to back it up.
Okay. All right, let's do it again now. We have 2,100 feet. At this point, we now have a good viewing point. So maybe we should turn to somewhere where we have a good point because it's a visual maneuver.
Shoreline's good.
Shoreline, yeah.
Sun, you can see the sun. Sun's a good one too.
That's pretty high.
Especially now in the sunset. And the other thing I would like you to do is pick a nice VFR altitude.
Yeah.
25, 35. It's better, okay?
Yeah.
It's safer because if you have IFR traffic, they're not, you know, too close to you. They got at least 500-foot distance.
Yeah, okay. All right, so
there's another guy over there, 1,800 feet above 2 miles. You see him?
yeah, yep. Is it Kennedy or?
Keep an eye on him. I don't know. Keep an eye on him.
So
this is definitely Kennedy, but he's too high. This one seems lower.
Okay, let's make right steep turn then. Okay, so we have a few reference point. Is the lights over there, straight ahead of the altitude 2,500.
Yep. Yeah, keep it simple. Yeah, keep it simple. Don't confuse the inspector, the examiner, the student. Keep it, you know, odd plus 500, even plus 500. What's the minimum altitude we can do these maneuvers?
1,500.
AGL or MSL? AGL. Very good.
But I don't want to go too far there. Let's make a right step.
Yeah, he's too far. No problem.
I don't want to get
no factor. He's climbing. Traffic no factor.
He's pretty far. I don't think he's
I don't want to break the airspeed, so maybe I should...
No.
break the airspace.
Yeah, fast golf now.
Go towards Republic. See Republic Airport?
Yep.
Straight towards Republic. That's your reference point. Perfect.
Alright. At 2,500 feet.
Yep.
We have even plus 500. And we're going to make a right steep turn. Left or right? We should go right? Or we're going to go to Class Charlie?
No, you're good. You're clear.
Okay.
Yeah, plenty clearance. Yeah, no problem.
Alright, so we are... let's get the airspeed up.
Don't forget the wind's from the south.
Yeah.
So it's going to get you closer. Always when you start a maneuver, make sure you get the aircraft at the correct airspeed, correct altitude, and nice and trimmed, okay? That's very important. If you do it right from the start, the maneuver is going to turn out to be much better.
Alright, so we are close to airspeed. We are 2,550. Our visual reference point is Republic. Straight ahead, and we're going to make a right steep turn. We're going to make a right. And we're going to add power to maintain our altitude and airspeed. 45, and now we're looking outside the horizon, and we're maintaining horizon. We've maintained direction with a rudder. We need more up because we are dropping, and we still continue drawing on the horizon. And we're turning. Our airspeed is in the limits. 45 bank, altitude is in the limit. And Republic is right there, 20 degrees off. We're going to start getting back to heading and reduce the power, so we will maintain about 500 feet right here.
Perfect. I don't know, which is it's a new kicked in. A new Billy. A new Billy. Alright, what we did cover nicely yesterday was forward slip. You remember the common error you did yesterday?
Yeah, I forgot to pull the power.
Throttle back.
Yeah.
And nose down.
Yeah, nose down, yes.
Okay, intentionally stay high. Flaps are broken.
Yeah.
And you're too high, you have two choices. You can forward slip it, or you can go around. Okay. You decide to forward slip it. Forward see, maybe I can still land, alright?
Okay, so let me call the tower up. And tower, this is Papa 80 Foxtrot Golf over the Capture Bridge with... we got the weather now. Let's forget the weather before we go in. Here, runway 19 are clear to take off.
The volume was there.
Archer ATL Foxtrot Golf, you calling me coming down the Republic?
Information, Mike 10,
Can I hear we we're coming into the Republic.
We come into the Republic, good 0 Foxtrot Golf, full stop.
For 1-2,000.
ATL Foxtrot Golf, and left down for 19.
Left down 19, 0 Foxtrot Golf.
Yeah, get a rudder. Monitor come to, get a rudder.
Get what?
Weather.
Rudder? Weather, yeah.
IFR departures, advise ground control for taxi at your IFR. Recycle runway, hold short plus recycle runway assignments, recycle altitude assignment. Advise the solar tower on the full contact, you have information, Mike.
Mike. Come to off.
Did you feel the heat, or?
Yeah,
oh, okay, no problem. You're hot? You too hot? Kill it if you're too hot. Kill it if you're too hot. Yeah, no problem. I don't want you to
Wait, the monitor come to?
What?
To radio 2.
Yeah.
Not the Garmin 430. You don't touch volume. That's the volume you touch down there.
I could not... For some reason I get a lot of static in my headset.
You don't have a normal aviation headset? Or you like this one?
I like this one.
You like this one?
Cherokee 11 Kilo, contact departure.
Contact departure. Alright, so we're going to come into runway 19 right downwind. I cannot see. That's runway 32. One is there. So when we are right downwind, we're going to let them know that we are at an altitude. So we're going to start our descent in. We're going to do a pre-landing check with fuel pump on, landing line, make sure rich. You have your seatbelt on. I have my seatbelt on, David.
The seatbelt is on and back.
When we do it close.
It's a nice seatbelt. You have a short on and it's about to.
And we're going to start descending to pattern altitude. We're going to stay intentionally high. We're on the left downwind for runway 19. Where we're going to come in?
19, yeah. This was a very good lesson.
Yep.
Intentionally to stay high, you can stay at 1,000 feet to you're like half a mile final. And I mean, you don't have to deviate from the pattern altitude.
Okay.
1100, 45 degrees, do the same thing, but stay high on the short final, then you can forward slip it. Just remember to emphasize your ground track, emphasize coordination, emphasize airspeed, use of the checklist.
Yep, use of checklist.
A go around if it's appropriate. If you're forward slipping and it's still too high, you may want to consider a go around as a last resort.
Should we wait to go a little more in and go to left downwind, or?
I don't know, you're the instructor. You teach me.
RJ-10 Foxtrot, runway 19, clear to land.
19,
clear to land, 80, Foxtrot Golf 19. Alright, so we're going to stay intentionally high for this maneuver. What is a forward slip? It's when the wind is not hitting us direct on the aircraft.
What wind?
The perpendicular wind is not hitting us.
Is it called perpendicular?
What is it called?
Relative wind.
Relative wind.
Relative.
The relative wind. It is not hitting, it's hitting us from the side. And we're coming in high and the flaps are broken. So we can either do a go around or forward slip the plane, meaning we're going to lose the altitude as fast as possible.
I see runway 19.
I see runway 19 too.
Base runway 19.
Base 19 now, okay.
Yeah, we're base.
Alright, so we're coming out, we're left base, we are coming high, so we pull the power, and we're gonna, now I'm coming from the side, I want to lose my altitude, so this way I get the pattern. So we are putting the nose down, we power to idle and opposite rudder, and now that we get to about 500 feet, which is good final altitude, we can come in for short.
You can forward slip. Oh, nose down?
Yep.
Okay. See forward slip now?
Yep.
Good.
We have our touch sample on it. I want to wait until to land after these numbers. And we're holding this attitude, maintaining center line, holding, and with the ground. Maintaining center line.
Foxtrot, right turn taxi with me, have a good night.
Right there. Right on, taxi.
Right turn taxi with you. Circuit 70.
Where is the light coming from?
My camera. This is a camera light now.
Oh, it's a cell phone.
Yeah, because the camera has no light.
I wonder
How does that come out?
Check your 0 Foxtrot Golf, taxi with you to Echo Ramp.
we taxi to Echo Ramp.
Tell me.
80 Foxtrot Golf.
Yep. Thank you, taxi with me, have a good night.
Taxi, you have a good night, thanks.
I think this forward slip would have been much better
If it was straight ahead.
if you would have done the normal base, stay high, line up with final, and then initiate the forward slip, because it wasn't really clear on the base. For the students, very confusing. When you do a forward slip, make sure you're lined up on final before. Yeah, make sure you line up with final before you proceed. Yep. Much more clear for the student. And remember, keep it simple, stupid. KISS method. You want to make sure it's easy for the student to understand all these maneuvers. You don't want the students confused. A confused student is not a good thing. Next one. Easier. That's all right.
Public Tower, Cessna E20. Over the Jones Beach. Straight. Inbound to land with
no, you can get it. It's just a little more.
Right down runway 19.
It's just a little bit more tight between the fuel tank and all that, but you can still get it.
Right?
Right.
Right.
Right over there, right? Yep, right. Okay.
This was a very good lesson. Yep, very good lesson. Especially after you got warmed up a little bit, your steep turns were much better.
You see that aircraft? Yeah, right beside it.
To which side?
To the side where you're looking at right now. Right beside that there.
Is my wing over there to the left?
You're close.
That's okay.
I believe it's the next one.
Is it the next one?
Yep. 160. This is the one with the.
Alright, let me just turn it back on then.
Right.
Yeah, we can push it back.
We can push right, and shut it down.
Yeah, we can push it back. No problem. It's all good. So good.
Just go inside it.
I found your camera light now.
What happened?
I found your camera light.
Oh, that's one. You know, I have my night light.
Yeah, but it's not as bright as
I
this.
actually wanted you without the light to see if the lens is good for night flying. Too.
No. We recorded some amount the night before I put it up.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we recorded some amount the night before I put it up. Trust me, see these lighting settings where you see right now?
It was good?
No, it wasn't.
Was it good?
No. If the video is not too big, you can go back to shelter and upload it now if you want to. Doesn't matter to me.
How's Michael doing?
Michael, he says he wants to go in the next 2 weeks.
What about you, Michael?
Yeah, he's right. He wants to get the hours in, but we have to get a plane. We always book.
Lucy's coming. Oh, you're not here, Will.
You may wanna, look at some other options. Because I don't know how much time he wants to build.
Yeah, he wants to build a couple. Whatever.
You have a certain, schedule with your airline and all that. And it's tight, and this Cherokee over there is solid. You may want to look at just a backup. I mean, I never.
Yeah, he wants to fly the 757 Alpha Delta maybe.
That's the 152.
The one that we flew the spins. He likes.
Oh yeah.
He likes the thing. He likes the plane.
He likes the Cessna. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Cessna. I like to do the sticker better though.
Yeah, it seems like when you warmed up, you were much better off.
It's to brush up.
I recommend if you fly with him and build some time, just don't teach. Do all the maneuvers and have him nice and sharp, and then you can teach him like fake, practice like you teach him. This way you can be a little bit more proficient, because it's hard
Go forward.
to teach and then practice
Go forward a little bit with your seat.
myself before.
Yep. A little bit.
Um,
Perfect.
to teach a maneuver if you can't really fly it right. So. Get the logbook?
Aircraft logbook. And let's see, what's good is logbook. Yeah, keep the door closed for now. And Billy's logbook.
They almost fly the same, right? This
Yeah.
one and the other one?
Yeah, it's just no problem for you.
What I recognize with you,
Huh?
one common error I recognize with you,
Mm-hmm.
you fixating on instruments too much.
Yeah.
Because when you're on a steep turn, I tell you, look outside, look at the rise, look at you did it perfectly. Because you're looking at altitude and you see altitude goes and you pull back, you see altitude goes up and push down.
Yeah.
You're too abrupt.
You fill it up, or
No, no, but it's your first one. 180, right? This one.
this one 181.
181. And there's
4 0. Local, right?
123.